Hey YouTube, this is Ben Gessel. How's it going? I definitely have some things in my mind that are not of the emotional variety, of the upset variety. It's something quite different to mention to you guys. Well, talk about. And it's a little bit involved. But when I say involved, I mean more in I guess you could say it's more of a subconscious thing. I'll be adding in a few other things, perhaps in other videos later on today, as I get to it, maybe. So, I don't know if I've made too many videos before about, you see still some daylight out, so this is all neighborhoody stuff that you guys are probably familiar with. Which way should I go? It's always a question of where to go, but I just go where I want to go. I go for walks. So the thing is on my mind, sorry, it takes a bit sometimes for me to get there. Again, I don't know if I've made very many videos about clowns and colors they wear. This video is all about clowns and colors. Clowns and colors. And not just clowns, but clown-like beings like jesters, as well as puppets and dolls that are of the scary variety, right? All that stuff. All those kinds of characters and beings and archetypes and things. All those guys and the colors they wear. And I might go beyond, you can go beyond that, because you can start there, because these kinds of characters are often very colorful. You can branch off to different avenues of thought with other kinds of characters. We're not talking about fiction here, but there's always some basis in reality with some of these kinds of characters. Anyway, because our thoughts in fiction have often generally speaking, have some kind of connection with what's actually happening in real life, because it has more meaning that way. So we get a lot of our meaning from. So anyway, so many different tangents here. It's hard to stay with one train of thought here. But let's just go through the colors instead of, and so, by the way, when I was a little boy, all kids are afraid a little bit of people they don't know that are dressed up in ways that we can't see their face. I mean, that's the case for virtually all little kids, or vast majority of them. When I say little, I mean younger than 7 or 8 or 9. And then older kids these days are kind of like even more inclined to be kind of cowardly about clowns, but I didn't really want to go there. I mean, when I say cowardly, I mean that more in a not mean way. I mean that more in kind of a, well, that's just the way that kids are. Very beautiful tree here with all these beautiful, flowers. And I mentioned to you guys I wanted to do some more park videos, but the parks are closed right now. So when things change a little bit, we'll get to more of that stuff. For now, I'm gonna have to deal with neighborhood videos, and maybe I'll try to drive around different neighborhoods so you can see more neighborhoods and stuff. But I always try to not film other people, by the way, unless they are okay with me doing that. So, see lots of cars here. I don't know why some people are driving. So yeah, I understand that little guys are all definitely, we know this psychologically. We know that little guys, you don't stick a little kid, you don't put a little kid on a clown's lap these days. That just isn't done. The only people that do that are very old-fashioned folks. Or you might see that still in Eastern Europe and stuff, where clowns are still kind of seen a bit more old-fashioned light. But yeah, it's not really done anymore. So clowns are now kind of like, wearing happy colors and trying to stay in business. And right now, of course, they're probably out of business. How can you do a virtual online clown? It doesn't work that way. Clowns are probably not working right now, so they have to find other ways of employment. I don't even know what's happened to the whole circus thing, by the way. I don't know. You guys tell me. I probably should do some more research in this arena before talking about this, but at more length. But I can imagine that there's a lot of... the circus is not a place to find a lot of employment increasingly these days, because I mentioned the clown thing, and which I'm going to get to more of it. And if I don't cover everything in this video, I'm going to cover it in another video. But acrobats and jugglers and magicians, and magicians are more like a different kind of setup than a circus, but at least for acrobats and jugglers and the lion tamers, animal tamers are probably out of business, more or less. Good old PETA, they always have a point. And of course, clowns. And so, gosh, I don't know. Again, the clowns that tend to entertain increasingly are wearing bright pastels, not vivid colors, more pastels, and they have, rainbow colored hair rather than red hair. They're doing all these things to definitely not be frightening. And they're also probably, invited for parties, special events. People actually want clowns, a certain type of clown, to be there. And all you guys that are actually employed in as being clowns, you guys can tell me more about this stuff, because this is something that in real life I'm not as familiar with that whole thing, the actual business of being a clown. But so I'm definitely welcoming these comments to people that have worked as professional clowns. And there's many different kinds of clowns. I understand that. It all goes back to Europe. And I know all these archetypes. So actually not archetypes, all the different types of clowns there are. And there are a lot of different kinds of clowns. And the dopey type, the tramp or something. And when I say tramp, I mean, I don't know, the kind of clown that is down and out. Okay. And that sort of thing. And then the smart type and the goofy type, and I don't know. They all play off each other, and it's the situations that we find funny, and they're meant to be funny. Not meant to be scary, of course. But we're talking about scary clowns, we're talking about colors they wear. And I keep going these different directions because I'm trying to give some kind of... I wish it was lighter, a bit longer, but that's all right. Tomorrow's a new day. But of course, tomorrow I'll be teaching a lot of the day. So, I'll get to it. Don't worry, guys. But colors say so much about... clowns know this more than a lot of people, because you can talk about art and interior design folks and all these people. Whether or not someone's a professional regarding art or regarding entertainment and their knowledge of colors and what they wear and how it affects people or not, even if a lot of lay people, we all understand on some level how color affects us. So a lot of things that Bevan mentioned are really kind of surface level, easy to understand. But maybe there might be some things that are a little bit more detailed. Depends on the person. As a side note, walking around all these different places, and it's getting a little darker, you can kind of see, because of the shape of these houses and things, houses can kind of tell you a little bit of it affects your mood. People pick certain colors for their houses and certain shapes because of their personalities and how different colors affect them. So, there's always the cultural and the personality things to take into account with how anybody sees color. But that all being said, there's still some things that are a little bit more across the board. And the obvious ones, get to you first. Red. Now, red is almost like a mandatory color for a clown. Red nose, red hair. With red hair, it's not so. Yeah, I'm thinking about doing a loop, maybe going up north. We'll see. These folks still have this sign that I think is very nice and fine. Conservatives don't like it, but I think it's just fine. That kind of sign. It's just fine to people have that stuff because it's this beautiful artwork. Beautiful artwork. These folks, I have never met them, but they're awesome folks. I mean, it's just amazing that they're able to. It's amazing that we can have this art that's just here for anybody to watch, look at. And they're so trusting, and nobody's ever stolen it. It's just the nicest folks in the world. I can't say enough good about people that do this stuff. Because, everybody's scared about whatever. Oh, it get stolen. Dude, it's just nice. It's nice to have that stuff. And it's just a nice neighborhood I live in. It's one of the nicest things about living in this neighborhood is how trusting everybody is. Anyway, it's awesome. It really is. Can't stress that enough how awesome it is, but anyway. So, it's not like, heaven, but it's where I'm living right now is heaven compared to some other places I've been. But so, yeah, back to color. So red is meant to be fun. I think the way that clowns wore red, it was meant to be cheerful. Originally, meant to be something extra awesome, something out of the blue. It catches your eye. It's, it's a very active color. But of course, red's the color of blood. And so red, when clowns wear red, this is one of the entries into the scary clown. Because what's one of the first things we think of when we think of red? Well, aside from tasty berries and stuff, and, that's maybe some other things we think of blood. When someone paints their face with blood, oh boy, well that's nice. Isn't that nice? But you don't think about it that way. When clowns just are wearing white, they have white faces and a red nose, red hair. The red isn't really as suggestive. But when you do paint your face with a huge, huge, huge smile, covers half your face or more, giant red smile, it can kind of suggest that a little bit. And it's a color thing. This is why it's so interesting. Red is supposed to be cheerful. Big smiles are cheerful. Big red smiles are also seen as kind of like being... yeah, so you guys know the rest. So that's red. Next color up, white. White, we all know, I know this without even having to look this up. Asians tend to see white differently than Europeans and Westerners, but aside from that whole thing, white can be both good and it can be very ghostly. In the case of painting your face white, I'm going with ghost. The not so nice version of white. Because what are all the types of beings you can think of that have white faces? I mean, pale white. Ghosts, right? If angels look like they're white, they're the type of white you're talking about is very different. It's full of light. The light's coming from their soul, and it's just making their whole being shine, right? I don't know, it's different. Just this painted on white, this dead white thing. That's ghosts, that's zombies, that's vampires, that's whatever it is, it's not nice, right? Okay. Then you have, so we're going there, and then you have black. And obviously, I don't need to tell you guys that black can definitely suggest evil and darkness. It can suggest other things, but black in the case of clowns and mimes and stuff, and all the other guys I'm talking about, black is in combination with red and white. And it's just you know where it's going. It's definitely not going in the nice clown range. And mimes are white and black. faced. That's a mime. Red nose or no red nose, mimes. The whole mime thing is you're acting like you're, stuck in some place. you know, and it's invisible walls and stuff, and so how good you are at that whole thing. But mime facial paint is white and black primarily. It's not really all those other colors. Gestures are, you can think of green and purple a lot more. Like the Joker, it's green and purple. I know all kinds of other colors, whatever people want. Clowns are white and red. And then you get to the rainbow colors after that. Maybe some orange and yellow, whatever. But mimes are white and black. Why is that? I don't know. It's just the way a mime looks. But we all know, we've seen Batman, 1999 version of Batman. It's that one scene that always, Joker dressed like a mime. All those people dressed like mimes. And they have the machine guns hidden, and he has the pen is mightier than the sword scene. The way that they look with their very the facial makeup was perfect. Black smiles rather than red. I mean, it's the stuff of nightmares, man. Nicholson was a master at being the Joker. We all know that. But those three colors right there say so much. Can say so much in the context of how clowns use color, and they know better than most people, if they wear these days those colors, they're going to be seen as a scary clown. So that if they want to stay in business, they don't. Unless, you always get some cultural things in there, but I mean, there may be some clowns out there that still, they're people that probably want to be scared. It's fun. There's that whole thing, right? I'm sure it's out there, but there are probably traditionalists that would just want to be able to dress up like they've always dressed up. Probably more the white-red thing. Red nose, big red smile, blue diamond shaped things around their eyes. That whole traditional clown look or whatever. And I get it, because I don't want traditional clowning to ever go away. I think it's great. But that's the kind of look that will frighten a lot of people. So just a question of, I don't know. This is the whole, I'll leave it up to the clowns, the professional clowns, what they do. Because we all know that traditional clown makeup is probably more enjoyable to wear compared to just being really cutesy and pastel-y and stuff. Because, well, it goes without saying, why? Red is fun. It can be a very fun color, but it can also be aggressive, Again, the biggest thing about clowns is that for little kids, it's always been that they get so scared. It's almost like, it's like a rite of passage for a lot of kids. At least depending on the parents. But traditional American families, especially from the Midwest, and just more Norman Rockwell type, went to circuses. This is generation 2 ago, before me, more especially. it just, the Santa Claus thing, sitting in Santa's lap, going to a circus. Oh, it's all fun, and it's all for fun. And the clown, it's all these kids. Sorry, don't mind the kids. So, okay, so yeah, there's like the whole mentality amongst a lot of families that in the past, these are fun family things. They're like rites of passage almost. Sitting in Santa's lap, and Santa has a lot of red on him, big red. We love Santa. We all know Santa's not a scary guy, but for little kids that don't know who Santa is quite yet, it's like, oh my gosh, what? So when you know who Santa is, and you really want to tell him what you want for Christmas, and all that good stuff, sure. We could all have experience more like on A Christmas Story, you'll shoot your eye out type thing, or something better. But whatever it is, it's going to be memorable. So I mentioned Santa Claus because it's a similar kind of thing. Even though Santa doesn't wear makeup. He has a big white beard and is dressed in red and white. Red and white again. Those colors. They come back again. They're very cardinal colors. Red, white, and black, then followed by green, and then the other ones, right? So I covered the main ones. Green, of course, you guys know. When you see somebody with a lot of green, we're talking about the jester now. The green jacket, or the green shirt. Green and purple, right? We're talking about colors other than the big ones. And by the way, blue is similar to green. The blue eyes, to me, the blue diamond-shaped eyes, by the way, are they can suggest something evil, because blue is, along with red and black, is one of the colors of Satan, basically, demons, and it's depressing, or blue has a spiritual aspect to it, or it's kind of the arena of the mind, like purple. It's according to Indian thought. Oh, this is such a pretty area. I should show you guys more of this stuff. This is such a pretty area, road. Anyway, but it's just blue and green are very similar, but it's a green. You're thinking already about along the lines of the Joker, and the Joker's personality he gets a lot of his personality from both green and purple. But really, it's in a way, Joker's kind of he went beyond his original colors. Colors just suggested his personality at first. But anybody who dresses in green, it can mean a lot of different things, of course. But if you see a jester dressed in green's kind of like, it can be cheerful like red. Green and red are kind of like opposites. They work very well together. Green suggests nature, suggests youth, energy, speed. Probably you tend to see jesters as being a little slimmer than clowns, maybe. So that quickness, athleticism, being able to do flips and stuff. These are all juggler jester types of things, And of course, the purple being mysterious and like, what the heck's going on with this character? Well, that's exactly what we want from jesters and clowns. You want more mystery, right? But again, that blue and the purple thing, putting purple, especially blue, around your eyes. Yeah, and the reason why people are scared of witches, you guys heard of witches with Angelica Houston. All the guys, the makers, I think it was Jim Henson thing, I'm not sure, with the movie Witches, when Ray Waldahl made his witches, they had all the nasty feet and the scabs everywhere. But when their eyes turned, of course, glowing purple when they were around a kid, boy or girl, they wanted to eat him, or they wanted to kill him or something. I don't know. Not eat him, kill him or something. But yeah, that glowing purple thing, that's pretty scary. And so purple can be a scary color, and the Japanese know this quite well because, in Japanese anime, anybody who knows about anime knows exactly what I'm talking about. Evil characters often give off their evil ways by having purple eyes, glowing purple eyes. Very similar idea. Because blue, like purple, I mentioned the blue and purple are kind of in that spiritual, intellectual thing, the internal spiritual world, right? Whereas red and orange are more athletic, or out there, outgoing, extroverted stuff that's a bit more obvious, right? Blue and purple are very mysterious behind the scenes. You don't know what's going on. And so when it comes to painting your eyes, because eyes are the window of the soul, so if you make your eyes dark, or you make your eyes blue, purplish, or whatever, black, these darker colors, you know what you're suggesting, right? Okay, but purple can be a fun color too. It's like a clown that has purple hair. That's awesome. Purple suggests things like, I want grapes. Grapes are grape juice, all that stuff, right? It can suggest all the artsy stuff and sophistication. We don't think of clowns or jesters jesters can be sophisticated. Clowns are dopey and stuff. But you can have all kinds of clowns, really. So the clown jester crossover is often not very clear, which is also part of the fun of it. But for being a clown, professional clown, all these things I know about, I could probably be a clown myself. Depends on what kind of clown I would be best at, of course. But I'm sure some people at this point will probably be saying, Ben, why aren't you Why aren't you being, you know all this stuff, why don't you be a professional clown? Well, I'll consider that maybe after the coronavirus passes over. I could be a good clown. I really could. I love kids. I teach kids piano lessons and horn lessons and competition and teenagers and adults. Sure, it's great being around. And that's the thing about being a clown, is that if you want to entertain, whether it's kids or teens or adults or whoever, you have to kind of like people. You have to kind of love entertaining whatever kind of clown you are, or gesture, whatever your things are that you do. It's musical, my end, or whatever. People, you want to think about what people will enjoy. But but if you don't like to be around people, if you really are a hardcore introvert, or you just don't want to entertain, don't even consider doing it. Consider more movies and things and doing your own thing, and creative end involving this stuff. But yeah, that's the thing about professional clowning, is it's out there. It's like you're performing. More on that whole subject later, because I want to talk to more clowns, professional clowns, about this stuff. But it's often better for extroverts than introverts, but you can still be an introvert. And people might like it better if you're an introvert and a clown, because maybe you're not quite as, whoa, big eyes and big loud voice, and they might find that more inviting. And a lot of people in general, I think female clowns are probably less threatening than male clowns. That whole train of thought too, which makes sense. Pennywise ruined it for everybody, man. Darn you, Stephen King. We found that stuff so frightening. Anyway, so let's go to the other one. I mentioned purple. Purple and its mystery, right? Blue and its kind of connection with the soul, the spirit, and the eyes, and that diamond thing that clowns do. And the reason why clowns probably originally did that diamond thing, it's probably a lot of reasons, but I can guarantee you that it probably had something to do with, we're talking about European clowns. It was kind of nice to bring out the blue in someone's eyes by making blue around the eyes. But that's along a different train of thought somewhat. Or green around green eyes, or whatever, So, yellow and orange. Yellow and orange are kind of more, I think, nicer colors than red, as far as the more uplifting, joyful colors. So you'll see a lot of clowns. I know what you're thinking, the orange on Pennywise's outfit, Yeah, Big Bird, and when I was younger, I was like, Big Bird's nice, but Big Bird's kind of scary because he had big beak and he's really big. So yellow and orange can suggest the Big Bird thing, but certainly, or big, just like purple suggests grapes. Orange can just suggest cheese and oranges, right? Or something that's orange. But it's probably more of an uplifting color, especially yellow. Yellow is a great color. Gosh, a clown dressed in a yellow suit. Chicken, right? Chicken eggs. How can a clown dressed in a yellow suit be threatening? Especially if they have the rainbow colored hair, and if that's a woman and she's really nice, or better than yellow is like pink, right? Pink. Pink and pastels, light green, light blue, and light green, light blue, pink, and lavender, and that stuff. And it's a woman, and she's handing out balloons, and she has cookies she's made for kids' birthday party. How can that be threatening at all? It's one of the least threatening type of clowns I can think of. And even if you're a dude, well, the dude colors, you can still wear pink and be a male clown. But no, it's like maybe the light blues, light greens, light blues, and whatever, Purple can be a girl color if you want it to be, but purple's kind of both ways, in my opinion. But once you get into those vivid colors, the deeper colors, you're looking at the potential to get a more scary clown. And also the way that, facial paint is. Those big smiles are just not doing it anymore. Even the big frowns, same deal. Anyway, I gotta wrap this video soon. I'll probably make another video soon. This gets deep into human psychology. I think we should talk about this stuff, amongst many other things. Everybody's scared of clowns cultural phenomenon. It's been going on for a while now. It's interesting stuff because it tells us more about our human natures than we might realize. The intro is that we are always curious about why we're scared of clowns. Why are we scared of clowns? Well, it's because we don't know who's behind the face paint, right? it's hiding stuff somewhat. And clowns are entertainers and they entertain kids. It's the pedophilia and, you know, suggestions or whatever. There's the, you know, hiding behind a big painted on smile, all that stuff. And you know, it's the clown that is laughing at you, but there's no reason for him to laugh at you. That kind of thing. It's scary stuff. No one likes to be laughed at, but who wants to be laughed at by a clown in the middle of the night who's got an axe? You know, that stuff. It's almost like a cliche because everybody has thought about this stuff on some level, but let's talk about it. All right, catch you guys later. Take care. Bye.